Now, the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee tells Fox News they are investigating Attorney General Eric Holder for possible perjury over the targeting of the media in a national security investigation. Joining us now for a fair and balanced look, Julie Roginsky is a Fox News contributor and former political advisor to New Jersey Senator Frank Lautenberg. And Ford O'Connell, chairman of Civic Forum PAC and former outreach director for John McCain's presidential campaign. Ford and Julie, welcome. Ford, let me start with you. What do you think is in store? What do you predict for Mr. Holder?
Well, look, from the Black Panther voter controversy to Fast and Furious, to the latest AP and Fox News scandals, the bottom line is that trust in Attorney General Eric Holder has done little to promote trust and transparency within the American rule of law. And essentially, whether or not he parsed his words or he lied under oath, the bottom line is his credibility shot because it's his name that appears at the bottom of the warrant. So essentially, I think that, if more comes out here in these hearings, essentially, Attorney General Eric Holder's done. He's probably going to be out by fall, and it wouldn't surprise me if he was actually replaced by Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick.
Julie, do you think his credibility is shot and that Holder is done?
I think he'll stay for at least another year, which means that around Christmas he may decide he wants to step down, but I think it'll be in his own time, in his own schedule. Again, don't forget, nobody can really force him out except Barack Obama. And so far, we haven't seen any political fallout for the president in terms of poll numbers or anything else to reflect
Julie,
that.
this is about the American public. Eric Holder's job is to uphold and execute the laws of the United States of America, and we can't trust him to do it right now. And you're passing over the AP situation.
I'm not.
He basically he basically passed the buck to Deputy General Cole, and then decided that he recused himself, but can't remember when. And I, as a lawyer, I have never seen a lawyer not memorialize something like that in writing. This is about confidence within the Attorney General's office, and that starts at the top.
Ford, you and
essentially, if Eric Holder can't do it, he's got to go.
You and I absolutely agree on the AP, and you and I absolutely agree on James Rosen. There is no excuse. I'm not going to debate that with you because we're on the same page about that. The question that I was asked, I think, was to say whether Eric Holder is going to step down. And all I'm saying is, so far, the American people have not demonstrated through polling that I've seen that they are so disgusted with what's going on with Eric Holder that it's reflecting on Barack Obama, his boss. And until that happens...
Well, you're assuming also that the American public is following this very closely, which is exactly why you and I are talking about this. Do you really think the American public knows what 18 U.S.C. 1621 is?
Ford, apparently not, because we're not seeing it reflected in the polling. But you answered your own question. Is Eric Holder going to step down? Not until Barack Obama tells him to step down. And right now, I don't see that happening.
Julie and Ford, the other big question is, did he lie? Well, the Department of Justice says that he did not lie because what he said was, quote, accurate and consistent with the facts. But look what he just said. He was not involved. He never heard of it. It wasn't wise. But this is 3 years after he apparently signed off on the James Rosen material. I mean, Ford, do you think he told the truth?
If he didn't lie, he came about as close as you can possibly get without lying. By basically executing that warrant, he essentially put into play, in terms of potential prosecution, what exactly he said he didn't do. That's next to impossible. By executing that warrant, his actions do not mesh with his words. And therefore, if he didn't lie, he came darn close, Eric.
Again, the question here is the word potential prosecution, not literal prosecution. He's parsing
when you execute the warrant, that is prosecution.
Ford, I'm about to agree with you here. If you let me agree with you, I'll be able to do it. The key here is the word potential. He's parsing his words. From a legal perspective, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if he perjured himself, but I'll tell you, it certainly doesn't sound so good. It doesn't smell so good.
All right, Julie and Ford, the letter is out there to him to try and explain himself from the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, who does say that they are investigating the top law enforcement official of this country for possible perjury. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Eric.